Hey, what is up everybody? Thanks for checking out this video. Check out my channel if you like videos like this. A little bit of travel and photography and shenanigans like that. So anyway, this video today I went out to Death Valley. It's been a place I've been wanting to get to for quite some time, but I really didn't expect a whole lot. Being that I live in Phoenix, I live in the desert, where I go travel. I went as far as 12 hours out from home to go to the furthest point in Death Valley. It seems kind of pointless, but decided to say, hey, what the heck, and go check it out. So I had an excellent time. This is going to be a two-part series because I got so much footage and a lot of pictures. So I'm kind of grouping the pictures together in certain areas instead of talking about one specific picture because I was shooting so much at each spot. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and check this one out. This is part 1, Death Valley, California and Nevada. Recording right now. Nice one on, and here we go. All right, hey, what is up everybody? Go ahead and look into the sun so you guys got some light on me. Had to get away from the flies a little bit. Whew, since I'm looking in the sun. Yeah, so anyway, made it out here to Death Valley National Park. Wanted to get out here for a long time, but I'm kind of scratching my head a little bit. I left Phoenix. This is one of the hottest, driest places in the country for a big city. To go travel 7 hours and 400 miles to go to one of the driest, hottest places in the country. Doesn't really make sense. I mean, even just kind of looking around, if you've seen some of my other videos, this looks a lot like the Phoenix area. Same shrubs, same cactus. There's cholla cactus, paddle cactus, these little trees, tumbleweeds, stuff like that, and just about the same thing. But strangely enough, like this one right here, we do not have those, and they're white. So they reflect a lot of the sun, probably so they don't get burned. A lot of the other plants and cactus and stuff like that, whereas they might be 4 feet tall or 6 feet tall or something like that in the Phoenix area, in the Sonoran Desert, they are inches tall here, like the paddle cactus. I'm not seeing them right at this spot. This is where you pay your entry fee, but if I can find one, yeah, I'm not seeing them. But I saw a whole bunch coming up here. Cholla cactus, like 6-8 inches tall, full bush. Paddle cactuses, where it's normally about 6 inches wide, they're like 1 inch wide on the paddles. Little tiny miniatures of the full-size version that I have back home, which is kind of interesting, and it's kind of the obvious as well that it's drier, less water here, less moisture, so they got to conserve to be able to live out here. It's a very harsh environment for anything to live. There's actually spots that are just completely void of life. I mean, I'm sure there's little animals and insects and things like that, but as far as vegetation and plants, nada. So anyway, brought the old taco out with me. It's been doing pretty good. Got some good music and a good stereo system to jam out some good music on the way up here. No cell signal from now on out, so I let my girlfriend know where I am, when I'm going in, so she knows I'm here and she knows I'm going to be out of signal. and let the fun begin. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I mean, this is almost exactly like home. Why would I come out here? There's two major features, and kind of three. One is the flats, where it used to be a salt bed, and the salt makes these formations in the ground, kind of like little circles, almost like a honeycomb for miles and miles and miles. Another place is the sliding rocks. That's the big one for me. It's something I always saw as a kid. It was a mystery on how these rocks move hundreds of yards across this field, leaving trails digging in the mud and stuff like that. You may have heard of it. It's known kind of around the world. They still don't totally know how they do this. They have some theories about it, but I've always been really interested to go see that in person. It's one of those things I saw when I was 5 years old, back in the early 80s, and I was just always a little amazed with that, and that's the big thing that I wanted to come out and see, and I wanted to photograph. There's also the sand dunes out here, and some other things that I'm going to try to take a look at. Some of the stuff I'm like, you know, I mean, take it or leave it. You know, I'm probably going to see it because I drove so far out here, and I'm going to check out everything this place has to offer, which isn't a whole lot. It's about 7 different locations that have neat little things going on with them, and their own little unique geographic type things. So anyway, right now it is 5:22 Arizona time. The sun's going to be going down here pretty soon, so I am going to get started. I'm going to start finding some of these places. Badwater Basin, I think, is the first place I'm going to be going. Not so good for a sunset. The sand dunes might be the best for a sunset, now that I think about it. I want to get a night shot in the basin though, Badwater. Anyway, I'm going to get started. I'll see you at the first place. All right. Sitting here just driving into the park and came across, was it Zabriskie? Zabriskie Point. Yeah, I'm just sitting here driving on the road, and there's a clump of cars sitting off on the side of the road. I'm like, well, might as well go check it out. Surprisingly beautiful. I didn't expect much beauty here, to be honest, but a couple little things that I wanted to shoot. But wow, just really cool. I mean, I took a lot of pictures. I was a little bit rushed because the sun was just hitting the horizon of the mountains, and yeah, I just wanted to get a little bit of light on some things. Most of the pictures I took weren't any good light, so it seems like it's a sunrise or a sunset type place, so maybe I'll hit it one or the other tomorrow. I don't know. Very cool place though. If I got any pictures, I'll put it up right here, but yeah, pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and continue down the road. Alright, so I just showed you that. Yeah, so I made it to Badwater. Unfortunately, I drove about 20 miles past it to somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Figured something was up. I saw this little pull off back here, but I didn't see any signs for it. And coming back in, yeah, there's signs for it and everything. So it is pretty much dark. The moon's out. Yeah, it's a lot of walking. I don't have a flashlight or anything prepared. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pack some stuff up and start walking out on this little trail, see if I can find anything using my cell phone light. Alright, so I'm kind of balancing here. I got a tripod on my foot, and just as a disclaimer, I always keep a spare tripod. I got a cheap one that I just throw in my truck. If it gets stolen, it gets stolen. Not too worried about it, but it comes in handy in emergencies, kind of like this. So that's what I'm using. It's like a 1970 something aluminum it's getting the job done, kind of. Yeah, anyway, looked around a whole lot looking for some sort of composition with these, but it's a little bit overwhelming actually. It's kind of so many patterns and everything that it's kind of hard to get something, but yeah, hopefully I got something that works. Super fun out there. It's awesome. You can walk as far as you can possibly walk, probably 15-20 miles straight out, and then either direction, north or south, and just spend hours and hours and hours walking around. So super cool. Almost a little creepy because it's like all white and moonlight and it's kind of lit up, and yeah, pretty awesome. Had a great time though. Got a lot of pictures. I'll be putting some up right here, so hopefully they came out good. Enjoy them. Alright, so that's part one of part two. I'm going to start putting together part two right now. I'm not sure how much footage I got on either one, but this one I had a lot of pictures and a lot to show. So wanted to do two parts on it. Part two is going to be coming out next week. It's going to give me a little bit of time to edit the pictures, edit the video. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. It was a heck of a little journey. Ended up forgetting a lot of my equipment. So that's why I had to substitute my backup tripod over there. And but I made it work. Made it work. Had an absolutely wonderful time. It was great. And off to part two. See ya.